I think, especially in this country, Asians are kind of, people think of model minority concept. They always have, so, people should be like that. But in my opinion, I think the Asians are working really hard, but we have to raise our voice in our community because we usually just thinking about their families and their children's success. That's all they want. But we have to pay back to our community. So we have to raise our voice to be involved into the major society. So when you talk about diversity, we're always thinking about the white and black issues. But Asians are always kind of neglected. Language in general, it is always related to the culture. You cannot think about without the language. The culture is they're kind of married. So as I said before, we have to raise our voice. Actually we are so quiet. I think that's kind of stereotyping toward the Asian community. So we have to raise our voice and we actively involve our community and our society. And we are different. We are very diverse, and we have a really great cultures. So you guys have to learn. It's gonna be really fascinating and it's gonna be really good. They expect more to us in certain industry, especially if you are in white-dominated the workforce, and people always looking at you because you're only minority in our in my office, in our office. So you have to. They're kind of pointing out to you. So I think that's kind of stereotyping thing. So based on my experience, that's why I work really hard, because people do not looking at me like he's kind of lazy, he's not working very hard, because they always pointing at you because you are the minority person in your office, you're only person in your office. So I think I'm not sure exactly, but actually we continue to raise our voice and working hard and show them we are person, like you guys, so we make a mistakes, and but we try to learn, and we try to work hard, and things like that.
Whitewashing, which is I guess some people say it's a variation of yellow facing, is the much more prevalent of the two that happens today. It's very important to make people accountable for doing something like whitewashing or yellow facing. Because it is racist. You don't have people doing these types of activities or actions with other racial groups, because they know there's going to be ramifications usually. At its root, Western European and Anglo, and that one doesn't need to venture outside of that space as an American, that people should be expected to assimilate to that space if you're here, which to me is very narrow-minded. I don't know if there's any one particular way. The ways they've been doing it so far have been good and have been multiple in terms of the strategies they've used.